guys, what's up? It's Joe, ready for Matey's Rides. We're back here on my home turf, and guess what? We have that one big bad mamma jamma from a Japanese iconic brand. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is your totally redesigned, all new 2025 Infiniti QX80, and of course, if we're gonna bring it, it's gotta be the top trim, the autograph trim. But before we get into this full luxury SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So like I said, an iconic Japanese brand, Infiniti, started back in 1989, the premium side of Nissan. People just didn't know back then what Infiniti and Lexus, one of their hometown rivals, was gonna do to the auto industry when it came to luxury style SUVs. Now, for about a decade, there has not been a new look to the Infiniti QX80, and overall, many people, including yours truly, was a little worried if Infiniti was going to continue on. But guess what? On the heels of the QX60, Infiniti decided to drop it, and drop it in a big way with the QX80. Now, of course, there's lots of competition in this segment. We've talked about the Cadillac Escalade. We've talked about the Lincoln Navigator. What I want to do is I want to focus on that hometown rival, the Lexus LX 600. So you can hear the sirens going off. That means that this is one of those two men enter, one man leave kind of cage match between Lexus and Infiniti. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and see who has the better full-size SUV when it comes to the Japanese brands. Let's check it out. Right off the bat, there it is. That is your Infiniti QX80, all new. And I tend to call these those Japanese tanks because they are large and in charge. Now, Infiniti really focuses on this natural elegance, but they do it in a way that even on a full-size SUV, it looks so beautiful. We're gonna have those piano key style daytime running lamp, full LED of course. Love this gunmetal metallic gray finish, and then you'll notice that we have the double stack of LED headlights in that small pod, and then working our way all the way down, you have a ginormous, I mean, you can literally take a Hot Pocket or two Pop-Tarts and slide it right through that corner air curtain. So nice to see LED lighting, nice to see classy design, but also nice to see functionality as well. On the lower portion, you do have this little area that I'm gonna have to zonk that is fake vent. That's a big no-no. They should have put some LED fog lamps in there. That would have just tied it all together, put a nice big bow on this QX80. Now, when we come across the grille, love what they did. They continued the piano keys across the top grille. I actually know how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on a piano. That's about all I know how to play on a piano. There's your updated Infiniti badge. The LED lighting illuminates at night, that updated badge. And then of course you have such a beautiful style to their grille. This is a bridge, and this is the water and the bamboo that comes up from it. At least that's what Infiniti tells me. Now, as we work our way down, flat black on the lower portion, you'll see that there's intercooler behind there because gone is the V8. We got an all new power plant. And I like the way on this lower lip, they decided to go with a darker gray finish. Of course, we have a forward facing camera and that safety technology all the way around that's gonna keep you and your family safe. But let me know what you think about the face of this massive SUV compared to the LX 600. Remember, the LX 600 just had that ginormous trapezoidal grille, which is sort of like a love-hate relationship for many people. Let me know in the comment section. Now, as we rise up, one of those signature styles of Infiniti is that peak that is very prominent in the front, but as you notice, as we get close to the windshield, it evaporates. Same thing with the way they did the nice soft bends. And what's awesome is that from behind the wheel, this gives you a great visual reference point. I really love how the style helps you feel confident when you're driving, especially something that is a full-size SUV. Now, when we come around the bend, I hope you're ready. We got some major size wheels. So what you're noticing are all new design. It's got that dark machined aluminum finish, the metallic, sparkly, metallic gray style on it. 22-inch wheel. Tires are 275 on the width, 50 series sidewall, and we do have adaptive air ride suspension. You could lower it an extra inch, or you could raise it another 2 inches. And that's what really brings that credibility to this vehicle, is not only now having the adaptive air ride, but also the four-wheel drive system of this thing is very, very beefy. But you know what? You look at the LX600, there's a lot of similarities there, and what's fascinating is both of them got rid of their V8s. Very interesting what's going on in the auto industry, but all new frame, all new suspension, and I love the way it's just everything's painted that beautiful color. Now, as Steven kind of swings around, we do have functional fender vents. Love the dark chrome finish with a little bit of the gloss black. Power folding mirrors. Obviously, they're in the folded position. You can see the 360-degree camera right there. And I love the way we got flush mounted door handles. Just gives it a nice, bold, clean look. Now, when it comes to running boards, I know a lot of the American brands bring you those electric dropping and raising running boards. You still have the stationary running boards. You'll notice, look at how far it actually goes in so that you could get your foot in there. But I think the stationary running board is just like a staple of this vehicle when it comes to style. Let me know what you think. Would you rather have the electric, or would you rather have just your stationary? Another thing to remember, new for 2025 on a lot of the American brands, GMC, Cadillac, Chevy, they have an optional 24-inch wheel. Is that gonna make the 22s look too small? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. Now, one thing Infiniti does, just like its parent brand, Nissan, is the two-tone. So we have that beautiful tungsten gray with the two-tone black painted roof. You have those dark metallic gunmetal gray roof rails. And I like the way that they kept the trim just a nice dark gunmetal gray, just like the roof rails up top. As we come towards the rear, this is the style that I like to see. Nice large quarter glass. They flare out the trim, and I think this is a perfect place to put the trim name, Autograph. Remember, other trims would be the Luxe, the Sensory, but this is the top dog. Now, when we spin it around the back, look at the way they carved out the rear quarter panel area, especially did it with that lighting, full LED. You got your four-wheel drive badge and your QX80 badge, all blacked out, that black chrome. And then from the back of the vehicle, it's interesting how you could tell that this is a QX80 without even the badging. It just has that overall shape. Wiper is nicely hid underneath that long roof spoiler. Really cleans up the back. This is what I always talk about. Your piano keys lighting all the way across. They hid the button for your lift gate, and even the dark chrome finish on the Infiniti name. And remember, Infiniti is with an I, not with a Y. That's a different Infiniti. Now, when we go all the way down to ground level, I'm actually okay with how they styled the lower rear bumper. They're not trying to make it look like exhaust. I don't think there's any reason to have an exposed exhaust on this thing, but I do like the way they styled it. And obviously underneath this cover, you can tow well over 8,000 pounds. But let me know what you think about the style so far of the QX80 compared to the LX600. Let's go ahead, let's pop that hood and talk horsepower. All right, guys, we got the big hood popped. Hood struts, of course, holding it up. Loving the engine cover. This is how you do a nice engine cover. Clean, simple, the Infiniti name, V6 twin turbo, kind of gives it away. We have a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, 450 horsepower, 560 pound-feet of torque. That's more torque, more horsepower than the outgoing V8 powered Infiniti QX80. 0 to 60 in about 5.3 seconds. Top speed is governed to 130 miles per hour. MPGs, you probably don't want to know, but I'm going to tell you anyways. 15 in the city, 19 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 6,100 pounds, and it could tow up to 8,500 pounds. So obviously, not a vehicle if you're trying to go green, but it is a vehicle if you're trying to up the ante on luxury and, of course, that iconic Japanese style. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this thing up and see it move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Infiniti QX80 autograph trim. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I got a promotion at work. I'm now a VP. I want to get rid of my current SUV and I want to step up to something with a lot of luxury and a lot of style. I'm liking this QX80, but how much is it? Well, let me lay it on you gently. The MSRP for the Sensory trim, which is your entry trim, is right around $84,000. This top autograph trim, hope you're still sitting down, MSRP $112,000. Quite a bit of cheddar, but let's see if the cheese is worth the bite. To the door panels, love the style. The two-tone with the Napa leather, the contrast stitching. You see that wood finish there by the door handle? They actually laser etch those designs into the wood, and then there's ambient lighting behind it that illuminates through it. You got 2 memory seat settings, and then check out the premium sound system. Klipsch sound system, 24 speakers in here. High, elegant style. Aluminum speaker grill cover for your center. I do have to zonk the gloss black around the switchgear. It's a little obnoxious. Not digging that. I wish they would have used some more of that wood. But I do love the two-tone. Pocket is a great size. You could easily get, I would say, 4 jars of caviar in there and a large bottle of your favorite kombucha to wash it all down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, more of that great two-tone. Look at the Infiniti name. It illuminates from behind the trim. All of these elegant lines illuminate at night, and you have 64 colors to choose from. Even the way that they did the stitching, the soft touch. Of course, you have your banana hammock. You don't have to wear yours to the beach. You could actually hang your banana right in there, and then slide it on in. What do we got going on? 14.3-inch infotainment system screen. You can see how it's almost one continuous screen, except for just a little bit of a line divider there. And I'm okay with that because it really doesn't stand out. But of course, you're going to have your whole Google Maps suite set up in here. You pull up your icons. Look at all the different things that we have, especially when it comes to Amazon Alexa. And it's got a built-in dash cam. That is smart. You don't have to go on Amazon and read all the fake reviews. You have your dash cam built in front and rear. And you also have, believe it or not, the ability to do inside camera. So here I am. There's Steven. Everybody gets to see Steven in his little blue hat. Let's hurry up and change that before Steven breaks the camera. But at least breaks this camera. He better not break the Radius Rides camera because we got to keep filming. But look at just really intuitive how simple that system is. Let me go ahead and put it in reverse. There we are out the back. Super clear resolution. Great trajectory. You got all your different angles. And you'll notice that out the front, we have a nice wide panoramic view as well, which is very, very important when parking this thing, and the 360. Put it back into park. Let me hit my cameras again because I just want to keep showing off. Look at the way they do the panel. Look at how wide that is. That's wide screen, baby. And you even have where you see through the hood. That, to me, is cool technology. And then we come right back to the map. Start stop button, a real volume knob. You have a separate 9-inch screen display here. This is for all your AC controls. Heated seats, ventilated seats. Control the rear seat ventilation, all by the touch of the screen. Clear graphics, 9-inch. You do have your push button for your 9-speed automatic. Here's where you could raise and lower your QX80. Going back down to Chinatown, we have a 12-volt, and then you have enough room for your Louis Vuitton purse, your Calvin Klein wallet, maybe a Rolex or two. More of that fine stitching, the two-tone. Let's start opening up doors. Door number 1, 2 cup holders. Door number 2, felt lining, wireless charging, and 2 USB-Cs. Door number 3, what's it gonna be? Wow, we got a cool box with LED lighting. You hear the fan in there? You'll be able to chill your Twinkie real quick and get that thing as hard as a rock. Some people like their Twinkies hard. Some people like their Twinkies soft. Let me know in the comment section, how do you like your Twinkie? But anyways, the seats, the Napa leather. Look at the way we have the speaker system built into the headrest, the autograph name, all of the beautiful deco artwork they've done, full massage seat settings, electric seat settings, and of course, I have the same over here, Alcantara all over the roof. Remember, Alcantara is the name of the company, not the name of the material. It's like Q-tip. It's not a Q-tip, it's a cotton swab. And then of course we have that ginormous panoramic sunroof. Nice one-touch operation and a digital rearview mirror. But why don't you go ahead, get your butt over here. I got another 14 inches of stuff I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, business time. Of course, I have 2 memory seat settings. Love that Infiniti sill plate, LED illumination, even the carpet quality. They really upgraded the carpet ply, and you got an Infiniti QX80 badge in the floor mat. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower. There's all our great seat controls, including the massage settings. Look at the piping, the stitching. And then, of course, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here, and I could actually lower the seat quite a bit. Steven's gonna swing on in because I wanna show off the mode. So what you're gonna do is you actually hit mode on the screen. It brings up your different modes and your 4x4 system. So that's really, really nice. And then, of course, the steering wheel. This is a modern steering wheel. The leather, the red stitching, love the aluminum accents. You have thumb wheel drive control. You see this guy right here? That's for your Pro Pilot Assist. And then on this side, you have your other touch points. Now on the back of the steering wheel, you have your paddles to go up and down your 9-speed automatic. And then it is an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then I promised you 14.3 inches. There's your 14.3 inches. So you could scroll through a cornucopia of information. Love the way they got the maps there. All the different Sirius XM controls, all by the press of a button. I mean, look at this. Van Halen, man. Hell yeah. But you got a cornucopia of different things that you could show, including the Pro Pilot Assist adjustments. Love the way it's very easy to make all of those adjustments all by the press of a button. So that really makes it easy to utilize. And there's a head-up display. So they got you covered technology-wise. Let's get into that mid and third row and see if your passengers are going to be spoiled in this QX80. All right, guys, mid-row time, and boy, they brought it big, and they brought it big in a different kind of way and a very big way. Look at the seats, just like up front. I love the way they did the stitching reverse that pulled it down to really give a nice clear design, clean design to it. You got Alcantara throughout, the speaker grills all over the place, AC vents. Love the large pocket. You could easily put, I would say, 4 issues of Auto Week in there, maybe some Forbes magazine, or maybe some Cosmo, depending on who your passengers are that you're chauffeuring around. Nice little command center here. We have heated seats, ventilated seats in the mid row, which is fantastic. Your climate control, very easy to operate. 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt. You have a little nook down below to where you could easily put, I would say, 4 Bavarian cream donuts. Just don't bust your cream back here because it is really nice. Seats, fantastic. Now what's fascinating, this uses this very new thermal technology where it will measure your biometrics of your passengers in the mid row and control the AC, the heated seats, and the ventilated seats to keep their temperature in check. Now when it comes to seat controls, they are full electric, which is nice, as you would expect. I'm surprised that there's no sunshade that's built in. That to me seems like a missed opportunity and is a zonk. But to make up for it, you do have your 2 cup holders. And then watch this. We have our own touchscreen 9-inch to make all the controls for your adjustments for massage, because we have massage and heated and ventilated seats for the back, which is awesome. And then of course your climate controls. Nice screen. Open this bad boy up. You don't get a cool box, but you do get 2 USB-Cs, and this could be your chip box. You could put your Doritos, your Lay's, Pringles. Let me know in the comment section, what kind of chip person are you? Very curious. I'm always curious to find these things out. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the third row and see if it's big enough for some of the bigger people in your life. Let's go find out. All right, guys, third row time, and once again, Infiniti brought it big, all 3 rows. First of all, you got the Napa leather. They didn't just go cheap on the materials back here. Third row gets the same great materials. You do get heated seats for third row, but there are no ventilated seats. So let me know how you feel about that. Plenty of headroom. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom. And what's fantastic is that you have power reclining seats back here, which is a nice touch. USB-Cs on both sides, cup holders. I just wish $112,000, that needs to have some leather or some soft touch material on the armrest. But the seats are actually very comfy. My knees are nice and low. But let's get to the cargo area and see what you could haul in this mega SUV. All right, guys, time to get in that cargo area. We're gonna hit the hidden button right in the black trim, push it, and then you have a nice electric assist, raises up. Now, the interesting thing is with the third row up, you only have about 10 cubic feet of space. Not a lot of space, but you do have a home power source, which is great. And then on the passenger side, you have a plethora of switchgear. Here's where you could raise and lower your Infiniti, all by the press of a button with that air suspension. And this is where you're gonna fold down the seats. Also, look at the way they have the illumination on the trim. Really, really nice touch with that dark chrome finish. Let me lift this up, see what kind of room we have. Got some nuts, your nuts and bolts in here, but you got enough room. I would say you could probably put 30 Twinkies in there for your road trip. But let's see how much more room we could squeeze into this thing, because we're gonna figure out these buttons. So with the buttons, we're gonna go ahead and give it a tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Nice one-touch operation, 60-40 split. By folding those seats down, that's gonna give you 59 cubic feet of space. Fold down the mid-row, that's gonna give you 101 cubic feet of space. Now, with the third row down, you could see what I was trying to point out. Your USBs are underneath the covers. You have controls for the power tilt. And this is, remember, a heated third row. But why don't we go ahead? It's about that time. Close that. If you're ready, I'm ready. We got an all-new engine. We got an all-new redesign. Let's go take it for an on-throttle spin and see how it drives. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Infiniti QX80, and right away you're just wrapped in a level of luxury never seen before on the QX80. Pulling on out, we're gonna go on throttle from a dead stop. Nobody behind us really. Are you ready? On throttle, here we go. .450 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 5.2 seconds. I'm sure you probably heard in sport mode, when you go on throttle, there is pumped in sound through the speaker system. Not really my favorite in this vehicle, the way the sound is. But I really think that that's not too big of an issue, because when you go into your modes, you have so many others to choose from, and you could personalize the modes as well, which is really nice. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into standard. Our all-wheel drive system is in auto, so that's gonna send the power to the front, to the rear. You also have 4 high, and then, of course, raising and lowering the QX80. But I just love how intuitive this screen is to use. You could go into your cameras, which are wonderful, and that's gonna allow you to do things like I showed you before with things like your dash cam. That, to me, is really, really cool, the way you could have all of that setup in there. There I am driving the QX80 here on my home turf, and this thing is actually very easy to drive. You ready? We're gonna go on throttle. We'll have to pause that. We're gonna have to pause the on throttle. Kind of weird having myself there. I'm gonna stop looking at myself in the video. Pull the maps back up. Love the way you have the maps here. And just everything, the fit, the finish, the acoustic glass, the sound deadening material really provides a wonderful experience in here, like you're wrapped in a leather blanket. Of course, you could go into your Pro Pilot Assist and adjust all of the different settings, which is great. And that's gonna allow you to be able to have peace of mind when going down the road, that you're safe, that everything is set up exactly the way that you like it. And that's important. And remember, this is an updated Pro Pilot Assist, which is a semi-autonomous driving feature. Like right now, the vehicle is hitting the brakes because I've adjusted how much space I want between the QX80 and the vehicle in front of me. But as you can see, it really comes to a nice stop. I'm not even hitting the brakes, and it just comes to a nice stop. Love that kind of technology. You have the Pro Pilot Assist display also up in the hood as well. I could go ahead and cancel the whole system and then just get back to having my map easily displayed right in front of me. But really just a nice balanced driving experience, good size. And it's one of those things that if you haven't driven a full-size body on-frame SUV, it doesn't feel so big when you're behind the wheel. And I really, really like that. Visibility is great. I was telling you about the curves, the beautiful curves of the hood allow such a nice kind of perspective and good visibility, good visual reference points, so you can tell where the corners of the vehicle are, where the front of the vehicle is very easily. And then of course things like the digital rear view mirror allow you to see behind you so clearly. But let's go on throttle. You ready? On throttle, here we go. So it definitely has plenty of power. That goes without saying. And I love how the chassis is set up. Getting on the big brakes, going into this right-hand bend, handles superbly. That adaptive air ride suspension is just so superb. Not a lot of body roll, which is great. And it's not bouncy. It doesn't like, it's not like you're a rubber duck in a big bathtub of water. It's really buttoned up. You feel planted, you feel good. And I love all the materials. The high-end materials in here also make you feel very, very good. Let me show you how easy it is to do a U-turn. So, would be nice to have rear wheel steer, but still not too shabby making the U-turn. Let's come to a stop right here. I want to show off the four-wheel drive system. All right, you ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Smooth shifts from the 9-speed. They really got that button down. I'm just not a huge fan of the pumped-in sound. I wish it was a little deeper to kind of give it a little better sound. It doesn't really match the vehicle very well. But the seats match your body absolutely perfect. That's one thing that goes without saying, is that these seats really do have such great feel. All the different adjustments, we could go into the different seat settings from in the screen itself, which makes it easy to do, whether you're trying to control things like Amazon Alexa, or you're trying to listen to some good music, like 80s on 8, of course. But one of those things that just allows you to be at ease when you're behind the wheel. And the massage that you get in this vehicle is actually quite superb. It doesn't just kind of push into you. It really has a nice natural feel to it. And I'm really digging that. But going down the road, it sucks up the bumps nicely. And you're not getting a bunch of road noise or vibration in the cabin. And remember, with the 22-inch wheels, that's not easy to do, but they did a great job with setting all of that up with this QX80. But going down the road, visibility is great. Nice to have the new screen technology. And of course, all the safety technology as well. But it's one of those SUVs that has such a huge following. Like the QX80 has been around for a while now, and it went mostly unchanged for so long. It's so exciting to be behind the wheel of the redesign, and it's one of those things that sometimes until you get into the vehicle and drive it, you really can't fully appreciate it. I'm trying to share my experience as best that I can, but really you need to get behind the wheel of one of these because it's going to change your mind about the brand. And it's nice to see this happening with Infiniti because some people were saying that it was game over. But I mean, the handling is really what's surprising me the most. Handles much better than a lot of other full-size body-on-frame SUVs. And like I said, you're not gonna be wanting for that V8. The V6 twin turbocharged setup does a great job. I actually prefer being behind the wheel of this Infiniti over the LX 600. LX 600 is nice, but this really does it for me when it comes to the style, when it comes to the amenities. Yeah, there's a little too much gloss black where the push button transmission controls are, but having that 9-inch system to go through your seat controls, to go through your AC, all those different things, the modes, that is really nice to have at a nice angle, easy access kind of thing. And the fact that you could have a phone call, you as the driver could have a phone call conversation and you'll be the only one in the vehicle that hears it, that's the cool speaker technology in this vehicle. But we're gonna go ahead, I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what the Infiniti QX80 is bringing to the table. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day in so many ways. Love being on my home turf. Definitely want to thank everybody at Infiniti for allowing us to have access to this QX80 autograph press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Are you going Lexus with the LX 600, or are you gonna go Infiniti with the QX80? Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rights family. Got to give it up to Stephen Flood. He's happy to be back in action. He's been a little stagnant, a little stale, but we got him to spray some WD-40 on the rust. Thank you, Stephen, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.